The craziest thing happened yesterday. You'll never believe it.
What, Maryland won a football game? But seriously, what happened?
I went to the dog park with Tucker yesterday, and he was talking to all of the other dogs in their own language. Like, you could tell they were flirting with each other. It was so cute. Tucker might get a girlfriend.
Are you crazy? Their own language?
Duh. Animals have a language too, just like humans. How else do you think they talk to each other?
Oh no, Alyssa, I'm afraid you're wrong. Dogs do communicate, but to say they have a language just like us is not true. Come on, my friend Max and Jen really know a lot about dogs.
It's true. Dogs and other animals can surely communicate with one another, but we can't consider them to have their own language. Let's take a couple of minutes to explain why and dispel this myth for all you dog lovers out there once and for all.
Way back in the 1960s, linguist Charles Hockett came up with 9 descriptive characteristics to describe the design features of language. Today, it is said that only communication systems that display these 9 design features can be considered a language. Human language has all of these design features, but as far as we know, no animal communication system does. Therefore, if we define language as a communication system that possesses all 9 of these features, we are correct in saying that only humans use language. The following sections discuss Hockett's design features with respect to animal communication systems. Let's take a look at said features.
The first design feature of a language is mode of communication.
Mode of communication refers to how these messages are transmitted and received.
My friend Tucker here, he's got the mode of communication. For example, Tucker here may bark if he's feeling hungry. He also uses his body to produce sounds in order to communicate with you.
That makes sense. Tucker barks all the time.
So how is that not a language?
Relax. That was just the first feature.
What's the second one?
The second and third design features of language really go hand in hand. They are semantics and pragmatics. First, semanticity requires that all signals have meaning or function. Second, pragmatics means that communication must serve some useful purpose. Since survival is the main function of animal communication systems, the meaning of signals usually has to do with eating, mating, or other vital behaviors. When Tucker is hungry, he barks. This is both meaningful and purposeful because he is effectively telling you to get him food.
That makes sense. Maybe we should go get Tucker a treat.
The fourth design feature of a language is interchangeability.
Interchangeability refers to the ability to both send and receive messages.
Not all animals have the ability to send and receive, only some do. Tucker and other dogs actually do have interchangeability. Remember how you said Tucker was flirting?
Yes.
Well, yes, he can communicate with other dogs interchangeably, but just not the same way that we do.
Are we going to figure out how dogs don't have a language? They seem to have all of the design features.
The fourth feature is where we can start separating human communication from dog communication.
But how?
The fifth design feature of a language is cultural transmission. This refers to the fact that some aspects of a communication system must be learned through interaction with other users of the same system. Essentially, dogs are born with innate communication skills, such as barking. While some dogs can pick up on barking faster if their mom teaches them to bark, it still doesn't count as cultural transmission because it's an innate function they would have realized on their own anyways. That feature definitely sets apart humans from animals. Don't you see?
Yeah.
The sixth design feature of a language is arbitrariness.
This refers to the notion that signals are not logically related in form to their meaning.
Most animal signals are not arbitrary. For example, when a dog bares his teeth to indicate it is ready to attack, the signal is directly related to the meaning, "I will bite you."
Likewise, a dog may roll over and show its belly in order to indicate submission. This is an iconic way for the dog to indicate that it is making itself vulnerable, but not all symbols that animals use are iconic.
Dogs do not have arbitrariness.
Wow, what else is there?
There are 3 more features. The next one is discreteness. Discreteness refers to the fact that small parts of language can be combined in different ways to create more complex messages. Discreteness allows humans to make complex messages from smaller, discrete parts. The messages in most animal communication systems do not have this feature. Although limited discreteness can be found in some animal communication systems, In dogs, it's not there.
Wow, I knew dogs didn't have a language like us, but this is all starting to make so much sense.
Great, on to the next design feature.
The 8th design feature of a language is displacement.
Displacement refers to the ability to communicate about things that aren't in present or current time and space.
Dogs and other animal communication systems do not have displacement. As humans, we can talk about things that aren't in the present time or space. But dogs, they can't talk about things that aren't present.
Oh, so Tucker can't communicate about the things that aren't around him?
Exactly.
Last but not least, we'll talk about the last design feature of a language, productivity. Productivity is also not found in animal communication.
Productivity refers to the ability to produce and understand any number of messages that have never been expressed before.
Humans know a finite set of words, but use them to form an infinite set of sentences. This allows us to produce and understand messages that have never been seen before. In all animal communication systems, the number of signals is fixed. There is no mechanism for systematically combining discrete units in new ways to create new signals.
So Tucker and other dogs will never be able to use new signals to communicate?
Yes, you're finally getting it.
Design features can show us if animal communication can be considered a language. At this point, no animal communication system, including the way dogs communicate, has been identified to date as having all 9 features. If we agree that communication systems must have all design features to be considered a language, we can conclude that dog communication systems are not a language.
So next time someone tells you dogs have their own language like humans do, maybe learn a thing or two about the design features of a language.
Thanks for teaching us.